It's Tuesday. It's time for coffee and cursey words. We are like 100 subscribers away from 200K, which is blowing me away. I just can't even believe it. Look, my kids are on spring break this week. My internet was running slow, but I've got coffee, cursey. We've got stories. We're broken out. Like things are happening where it is what it is. We're rolling with it. It's good to see all of you. If you have not subscribed yet, I am going to be reminding you periodically throughout today's live to do that, to share the live stream if you'd like. And if you think you're subscribed and you find that you can't chat, just double check it because sometimes the YouTubes are like, oh, maybe you don't want to still be subscribed. And I know some people are like, this is a misnomer. It's not. I've had so many of you tell me, oh my God, I'm subscribed, but also then it disappeared. So I've seen it. You guys have seen it. It happens to me on channels that I follow. So we're going to talk about it. When we get close, if we get close during this stream, I will put up the live sub counter on the channel so we can watch it together. It depends. So it just depends if we're close. I love seeing all of you say I'm on time. It's because I'm running late. But there's almost 1,000 of you on. So by the time we get rolling, I feel like we will be able to make it bing. Hopefully. It's been an adventure. We've been close to 200K for like 2 months. So we'll just see what happens. So thank you. We have a big, busy show today. I also have a little bit of a hard stop. So the mods, you can all take a breath. We cannot go for 3 hours today because it's spring break and I have things. There are things that must be done. I'm also in the middle, like personal life update. I'm also in the middle of kind of redoing the office, redoing a mobile live streaming setup, getting ready to go to the Duggar sentencing and other court cases where I can travel. My cats have decided to try to kill my microphone. It was attacked last night. There's been a brutal assault. I had to go to a new pop cover because this one has been brutally brutalized. So I'm leaving this in the office to let Fred play with it so he stops attacking the one that's actually on the mic. What else is going on around here? I'm kind of flabbergasted that we're almost at 200K. As I said, my kids are also on spring break, so I stayed up a little bit late watching The Office with T. You guys know that we've been doing he's been doing a first watch. I've been doing a rewatch. It's always a rewatch. I love The Office. And he was so excited. He's like, "Mom, Jim proposed to Pam." And I'm like, you're adorable. So that was fun. And I started watching Inventing Anna. I think it's tremendously well done. I'm going to be looking into that criminal case a little bit when I get into the Tinder swindler case as well. I think we need to do both. So, oh my God, I just saw somebody checking in from Niagara Falls. I was just listening to the Niagara episodes of the Office Ladies podcast. Everything comes back to The Office. Let me know where you're coming in from and what you are drinking. Coffee for me. I'm going to try to make it so my mic's in it. I keep trying to figure out where exactly I want this mic to be, but I'm very excited about this. And yeah, let's see. I'm going to tell you what's on the show today. Replay crew, love you. There will be timestamps down below. There will be timestamps. We've got to go with a quick recap of what's going on with Jussie, Smollett. I've got a quick, when I say quick, don't get your hopes up, quick Wendy Williams update. Then we're going to talk about the Bob Saget death case. I'm still really sad about the death of Bob Saget, and we're going to go through what's going on in court. It's something that we have not seen before, and I think it's something that we are going to see more of, what's going on with the Bob Saget case, and I have those court documents. Some quick Britney updates, and then we've got to talk about that, $570 something million for Girardi, 517 million, blah, blah, from Erica and Tom Girardi. Well, or Tom Girardi, or whatever. So those are the updates for today. All of it's going to be kind of quick bits, except for the Bob Saget stuff. We're going to look at the lawsuit and the permanent injunction that was filed there. So we've got some court documents. We've got a very distracted Emily watching the numbers go up. So again, lots of plugs. And Chad, I will let you plug people. I will let you share as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I should go share this on Twitter. I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to roll the intro. I'm going to go share on Twitter. Thank you for letting me know where you guys are all coming from. It's so good to see you. So we should go. Somebody just said they've got butter bear coffee. I don't know what butter bear coffee is, but I read butter beer and I was like, I need to know what butter beer coffee is. That's what I saw in my head. So, all right, let's go. I know that Anna Delvey was just deported like yesterday, I think, which is kind of what prompted me to be like, oh, I should take a look at this. And I started taking a look at it and I'm fascinated. You know me. I love a fraud case. I love a fraud. I love a fraud. I love a fraud case. I find them to be very interesting. It's what I love. It's what I love digging into because there's so much more to it sometimes than like crimes of passion where you see people getting or crimes of opportunity, but crimes of passion where people are like literally enraged, impassioned, road rage, homicides, gang stuff is a territorial and financial. It's interesting to see the fraud crimes. There's so much more that goes into it other than, oh, I have a gun and I'm angry. So that's exactly how I saw it when I was in the DA's office. I enjoyed doing fraud cases because they're fascinating. They're fascinating. So we should roll the intro and get into it. You guys, let's make it bing. Let's make it bing. Let's do that today. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Hey there. If we haven't met yet, I'm Emily D. Baker, the badass lawyer and everyone's favorite legal commentator. I'm the host of The Emily Show, and I break down the legal shit behind the news and pop culture stories we all want to talk about. I have been a licensed attorney for over 15 years, but this is not legal advice. I should warn you, I'm a big fan of the cursey words. This channel is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not fuckery. I accidentally hit something on my soundboard. Hopefully that didn't sound weird to y'all. I'm going to go share this on the Twitters if you guys haven't shared it. I encourage you to go ahead and do so. And yeah, let me go do that right now. We are almost at a make it bang. That's what we're saying. Let's just do it. Let's just do the things we've shared. I can only multitask so well. Not as it turns out, the so well is not very well. So coffee, we've got law nerds, it's time to roll. And the subscriber counter is rolling. So we'll see. Let's just all cross our fingers and hope. What should we talk about first? We should do quick bits first. Y'all, we should do quick bits first. I am distracted because I am excited. I am excited. You guys are telling me the behavior panel also profiled Anna Delvey. I will take a look. I'm fascinated. I took one behavioral class in undergrad because I was fascinated by it, but I wish I had done more of that in law school. But not all lawyers go into people-heavy professions. I was in a people-heavy profession, but there are things as you get to know humans and as you do a lot of humaning in court, you pick up some senses for things. I absolutely take things at face value first and then dive deeper second. That is how I always worked with my cases too. I took things at face value first. And then if this is true, then what does it mean? And then dove into the next layers because that was what was comfortable for me. Some people start with all of this is bullshit. Convince me otherwise. So it just depends on where you come from. So let us continue. I think we're going to talk about Jussie Smollett first because it's a quick bit. It's Tuesday. It's time for quick bits. It's Tuesday. Also, if this is your first live, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat and let me know. It's Tuesday. It's time for quick bits. Quick bits. So our first little quick bit is that Jussie Smollett's team is requesting that he be released from jail. This is coming to us from Complex. It's been reported a lot of places, including Rolling Stone, who puts all their stuff behind a paywall. So, eh, we're not doing it, Rolling Stone. We're just not. What we're not gonna do is that. So we're going to Complex, breaking this down for us. Smollett's like, ugh, the ads. I always forget to put on my ad blocker. All right. Smollett's legal team filed an emergency motion on Monday, yesterday, requesting that the former Empire actor be released from Cook County Jail, according to TMZ. Oh, great. The primary source on this is TMZ. Why does my background look so weird? What happened? What happened to my background? Hold on. We got to figure out what is going on. There we go. Sorry, I was like, something looks strange. Look. We're going to start this story over in just a second so I can timestamp it. But here's the thing. I am in the middle of like trying to redo all the things, and that is causing clear and apparent chaos. Trying to redo things is just chaos. It's just new monitor, new desk setup. I'm working on trying to make like a TikTok of me doing it, but it's chaos. So I'm not surprised there's chaos here too. Let me make sure my audio's not chaos. Hopefully it's not chaos. It was peaking after I played the intros, but hopefully it's not doing that anymore. So let us continue on. I'm going to remember to timestamp quick bits. Um, and we're gonna just start this quick bit over with Jussie Smollett's legal team filing an emergency motion in on Monday to release him from Cook County Jail. Smollett was sentenced to serve 5 months behind bars by Judge James Lynn last week after being found guilty on 5 felony counts. James Lynn had so much to say. If you haven't gone and watched what the judge had to say, he went off. He went off. He went off. Shortly after sentencing, his family reported that they had received alarming messages and phone calls threatening harm upon the actor. I hope what they do to that guy in jail, here's what they're going to do. They're going to take up this is expletive. Take a this is a little this is a little graphic. Look, I don't think joking about abuse in prison is funny. However, I think his family is probably being trolled by internet trolls. I have seen a lot I have seen a lot of cases. Like I have seen a lot of cases. Um I have listened to a lot of jail calls. 10 years as a DA, you learn a lot of things. What I've not seen is well, outside of gang cases. Gang cases are a little bit different because there are people on the inside and outside communicating quite frequently, and there are people on the outside doing work for people on the inside. This is not this case. This is not a gang case. This is clearly someone who has no connection, no connection to the jail community. He is not someone who is going to be accessible. I'm sure he is going to be protected. And I think they are being trolled by people on the internet who are playing up to tropes and fears. And this message that was transcribed by Rolling Stone, which means the family must have provided it to the media. This message seems like something describing scenes out of An American Me, which is a movie that traumatized me when I was, I don't know, 20. So these kinds of tropes are not something that though assaults do happen in custody. I'm not going to say people don't get hurt in custody ever. It's not this. I think his family is being trolled by people on the internet who don't like what Jussie did, which is not uncommon. So they're saying that the references they thought were references here. I'm not going to read the message out. It's horrifying, and I don't think it's funny to joke about assault in prison. I think they're being trolled, though. The threat, Rolling Stone noted, seemed to reference the 1997 assault on Abner Luima in Brooklyn, New York, and was committed by 70th Precinct Officer Justin Vlope, who is currently serving 30 years in prison for the brutal crime. I took it from a movie, but it could be either. Again, people trolling on the internet might be more clever than people actually wishing harm. They said these threats, along with Smollett's lawyers saying his protective custody could potentially cause harm to his mental health and is basically solitary confinement. Well, that yes, if you want someone in protective custody, they're away from other people. So, yes, I think that Maxwell has been in protective custody since she went into custody. And I don't have my timeline on that, over a year ago. So they think that solitary confinement is could be harmful to his mental health, and they're demanding he be released. The judge is not going to grant that. The actor's legal team also argued that he has a higher chance of contracting COVID-19 because of his compromised immune system, and he should be let out due to high case rates in the jails. The judge isn't going to play that either. Additionally, the actor's legal team is appealing the conviction. That's going to happen. That's going to take time. They said, quote, "For good cause shown, judicial economy and efficient administration of justice, it is in the best interest of the parties for this reviewing court to stay the enforcement of the incarceration of Mr. Smollett, to waive the appeal bond, or in the alternative, enter a time for Smollett to pay a just and reasonable bond." The appeal bond would be something they would file when they file the appeal. On Sunday, Smollett's Empire co-star P. Henson took to social media to call for the release of the 39-year-old actor, writing, "I am not here to debate you on his innocence." Well, a jury did find him guilty, but we can agree that the punishment does not fit the crime. She said that no one was hurt or killed during Jussie's ordeal. I like that it's being called an ordeal. He has already lost everything. Everything. I don't disagree with that. To me, as an artist, not being able to create that in itself is punishment enough. He can't get a job. No one in Hollywood will hire him again as an artist who loves to create. That is prison. My prayer is that he is freed and put on house arrest and probation, because in this case, that would just seem fair. Um, I understand where they're coming from, but a lot of people are in custody on not violent offenses. Some of them are stupid and they shouldn't be in custody on, but there are some nonviolent offenses that people go to prison for. This is one of them. This is a nonviolent offense that people can go to jail for. He he made these choices. Like, he made these choices. So I don't have a lot of empathy. I think that he will stay in protective custody. I think that he's not going to get I don't think he's going to get harmed in prison. I would be surprised if he does. I'm sure they are worried about his behavior because of his staunch denial of his innocence, of what he said in court. The judge isn't going to buy this. They asked for the sentencing to be stayed. And what that means, sentencing stayed means you get 5 months or whatever in custody, and the judge stays it. That means if something else happens, then it activates and then you go into custody. So it kind of it's in a holding pattern. But the judge was so deeply offended by what Jussie did that giving him, this is essentially a nominal amount of custody time. And we've got to remember, again, celebrities like Lindsay Lohan also went into custody for essentially commercial theft. She went into custody for stealing necklaces. So people go to custody. People go into custody. It happens. I hope that he stays safe. I think he will stay safe, but I also think that the only way that the gravity of this offense will be appreciated by him is if he goes into custody. And I didn't think that before I heard all of his attorneys speak. After his attorneys spoke, I was like, yep, he needs some custody time. He needs some custody time. He believes he's above the law and he believes he's above everybody else. He needs some custody time. And I wonder if they will go after him for perjury, but he needs some custody time. And Robin Marie, there are no dumb questions. There are questions. There are no dumb questions. Yes, this is a felony conviction. It was 5 felony convictions, in fact, and he only got sentenced really on one of them, and they all just tacked together. So I don't think the judge is going to be swayed by this. I don't think he's going to get out. I don't wish him harm. I wish that he had taken some accountability and maybe he wouldn't be here. He had the opportunity, and the judge said it repeatedly. He had the opportunity to make a different choice all the way along in this, to make a different choice. Lillian said Martha Stewart did cry when she was sent to jail. Martha Stewart was sent to federal prison. And I still think Martha Stewart got more time than any of the Wall Street men would have gotten for something that they also do, and members of Congress also do. I think Martha got more time because she was a celebrity. I think Martha Stewart's probably served more prison time than Snoop Dogg I wonder if they ever talk about that. The fact that they're friends warms my heart, and amuses me deeply. So let us move on and talk about Wendy Williams real quick. And when I say real quick, I do mean real quick because that case is still sealed. It's completely sealed, and there's nothing updated on the docket. So normally you would see updates on the docket. I'm just going to show you the docket to show you what I'm talking about as we pull this up, hopefully quickly. But there's nothing. Like after the sealing order, normally you would at least see what happens next. And you would get like these entries like you're getting here, notice of appearance, letter correspondence, but it is sealed and there's been nothing in almost a month. I can't believe there's actually nothing. I worry that the way that this is sealed means we're not going to even see the titles of what's going on. And I find that very, very troubling. So we don't know anything additionally about the Wendy Williams case. And I was hoping we would see docket updates. Yeah, I know about the fucking docket, Jen Shaw. Sorry. Did y'all watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's final of the 3-part drawn out reunion? If you did, let me know. But I don't see I don't see anything else on the docket, and that's concerning me. I think they've sealed it so we don't see literally anything. I'm bothered and I'm frustrated. And I worry that we're just not going to know. And that is troubling to me as well. So, on the Wendy Williams case, we have gotten a complete freeze. I don't know if any of the media outlets will, I mean, further try to get access to it. But it's sealed, and that's really, really frustrating because then even her attorneys can't really share anything. We don't have any way to know what's going on with that because of the way that it's sealed. Ugh, I don't like it. And I see you guys sharing in the court that Natalie Lawyer Chick did a great job. She does a great job with everything. I love her channel. I haven't had a chance to watch her video yet, but I will. I'm sure she did a really thorough breakdown. Hopefully she said play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But she's normally not that flippant. I always love having a defense attorney perspective from Natalie Lawyer Chick. She really brings a different side to the coverage because again, I try to see from all perspectives, but I worked as a prosecutor. I love seeing someone who's working as an active defense attorney. You guys, all of you are like, if I ever have problems, I want Natalie Lawyer Chick as my defense attorney. I understand. All right, let's talk. Do you guys want to talk about Britney, Bob, or Girardi next? I should put up a poll and see what you guys want to talk about. Then we'll go check. Let's see if I can put up a poll real quick. I've got to pop out my own chat so I can put up a poll. That's one of the things I need StreamYard to update is I need to be allowed to put up polls and see what we're going to talk about real quick. We're going to play Choose Your Own Adventure. Let's see what you guys want to talk about next. And then someone inevitably will be in the comments later being like, but they were in this order in the title and then you did them in a different order. Yes, they're time stamped. Britney, Bob, or Girardi. Let's see. Why do the Girardis get their last name? Because there's 2 of them. That's why. So let me see what you guys say. And we will go from there. Simply Me MJ, congrats EDB, was in your live for 100,000. Let's get 200,000 today. Let's go. I mean, let's go like Pokemon Go. I appreciate it. Let's see what you guys are voting on in this poll. Oh, Britney has taken the early lead. Let's see. Britney. We're going to get to all the topics as we always do. It's just what we talk about next. Britney started following Natalie because of your recommendation. I love it. I want to see her channel get to 100,000. It is hard because she is still working full time and trials are back. So I understand she cannot upload as much as the rest of us do, but she is doing the good work. So I will get this at questions for sure. So I'm going to tag that so I can get to it in questions. Bob, Britney, the algorithms. Yes, there's almost 3,000 of us here. Have you guys all subscribed? We're almost at 200,000. We can make it bing. We're going to make it rain. We're going to make it rain. Maybe. We're getting close. Thank you guys. I'm watching the numbers scroll. Let's see. Unfortunately, you cannot subscribe 100 times, but thank you. I appreciate I appreciate it. First live, Gigi, welcome. So, Brittany, let's go to the I'm going to go close the poll. So, if you guys haven't voted in the poll yet, make sure you do that. I'm going to give you like 3 more seconds. Bling is the new black. Hello. I've been meaning to DM you back. Thank you for your 2 months. Congratulations. All right, Brittany's winning this poll at 58%, then Bob, then the Girardis. And that's the order we're going to go in. Brittany, Britt, Bob, and then the Girardis. And then the Girardis. That's what we're doing. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go to Brittany. We're going to end the poll and we're just going to do it. Let me pull up. We're going to start, me. Let's go to Brittany. Also me. We're going to have to do a road so far. We're just going to have to do a road so far on what's still going on with the Britney case. Let's talk about Britney Jean Spears, y'all. I'm going to do a quick road so far. Britney's conservatorship has been terminated, but wait, there's more. There is still a 12th accounting that needs to happen. The 12th accounting is not done yet. The 12th accounting is the one with the media matters and the $1 million in legal fees for James Yeeted Spears and all of the rest of it. There is so much there. But the 12th accounting was set to come up for hearing. So with that, we also had a bunch of other motions for attorney's fees, including one that I was not well impressed with. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. There is construction going on outside, and the ADD noise distraction is so real that if you see me going like this, it's because it's outside that way and I can hear it. And I want to just be like, shh. I need to get little like the noise cancelers you put in your ear for when I'm talking so I can't hear it when there are noises outside. I should do that. That's a good idea. I'm going to make a note. Either way, there was a motion from Lynn Spears, Britney's mother. And as I was finishing up with the podcast for tomorrow, which is about Amanda Bynes' conservatorship, my fabulous podcast editor, Dan, pointed out to me that Britney Spears' mom's name is Lynn, Amanda Bynes' mom's name is Lynn, and Courtney Love's mom's name is Lynn. All of those 3 women... Siri, I'm not talking to you. Your name's not Lynn. All 3 of those women also had Sam Lufty involved in conservatorships or trying to get them into conservatorships. I am not generally a conspiracy theorist, but that is just odd to me. It's just odd to me that all of them, it's just odd to me. Is that not weird? Is that not weird to y'all? Madeline, thank you so much. 200 for 200. Get that galaxy hair. That is so generous. Thank you. And I'm going to have to make an appointment today for galaxy hair. I'm going to have to make it. I'm going to have to make it today because we are going to get there. But it's weird. And so Dan was like, dude, all their moms are named Lynn. All of them had involvement with Sam Lefty. I'm like, sometimes coincidences are just a little too strange for me. So with that, we had Lynn Spears asking for legal fees. And the way I yelled when I went over this motion, if you haven't watched that video, I will put it down below. The way I yelled during that motion, I was like, what in the ever-loving fuck is this? You inserted yourself into this and now you want legal fees. Lynn Spears jumped in late in the game, jumped into this conservatorship and now wants Britney to pay her legal fees for all of her lawyers. Seriously, WTF. That is supposed to go to court tomorrow. However, it looks like that hearing has been put off till April 6th. So let's talk about Lynn Spears and WTF is going on with this asking for attorney fees to be paid. This is coming from the public probate notes in the court, not from something filed in court, but from the probate notes. These types of notes are really helpful. Everything else has been cleared. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Me jumping ahead of myself, also me. Back up, back up, back up. So let us get into this. I love the breakdown. So it's time for a breakdown. Never gonna get it, 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 gonna get it. Let's do a break. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, Emily, no, you should have stopped right before that happened. Summary: petitioner is interested party / mother of conservatee. Facts: petitioner is mother of conservatee. In 2019, petitioner retained Jones Swanson, a Louisiana law firm, to assist her in helping Britney free herself from a very controlling conservatorship. This is an interesting way to write these notes. To free herself from a very controlling conservatorship and achieve independence from her father. Britney's request for counsel of her own choice had been rejected due to capacity issues. So petitioner entered this case with her own counsel to fill that gap and help pursue the basic rights which Britney was being denied. Petitioner contacted California attorney Yasha Bronstein, I hope I do that right, to help Jones Swanson get up to speed and to act as local counsel in the case in California. The lawyer, by the way, one of Lynn's lawyers is also named Lynn. After Britney testified in the probate proceeding, petitioner's counsel asked the court for immediate relief from the unreasonable conditions imposed by the conservatorship. Soon after Lynn and her counsel made this demand, Britney's restrictions began to be lifted. She was able to take vacations and got her iPhone. Like, look, she got her phone privileges back in 2019. Like she's a 12-year-old getting their cell phone taken away for staying up till 2 a.m. playing Tarkov on the internet over spring break. Oh, wait, that's just my kid. Not to make this a laughing matter, but I do laugh when I'm uncomfortable though. It's so fucking ridiculous that an adult woman is not allowed to have her cell phone. So when they're talking about her getting privileges back, she was allowed to get her phone and take a vacation. Like, what? Those are... I don't want to be all first worldy and be like, a cell phone's a basic right. Communication with the outside world is not a privilege. It is... Every time we go over this, it makes me mad. Britney's request, let's see. Soon after Lynn and her counsel made this demand, Britney's restrictions began being lifted. She was able to take vacations and got her iPhone and driving privileges back. She was allowed to drive again. And yes, Mariko, yes, she got her phone back, but yes, her phone, her iCloud was also being ported to another device, so she was still being spied on. It's just interesting that it's like, oh, she got her privileges back. She got driving privileges. Again, adult human with a license allowed to drive. But Lynn wants to pat herself on the back and say, without me, this wouldn't have happened. So therefore, Britney should pay my legal fees. Look, this is the thing. Britney can choose to gift Lynn that money and pay for her legal fees if Britney wants to. It doesn't mean the court has to do it. We'll see how Britney feels about it. I think we've seen a lot of that on Instagram, though. I think we know how Britney feels. Britney has shared her feelings now that she's allowed to have feelings. When the court ordered a 7:30 evaluation, petitioner's attorneys immediately researched and vetted qualified expert doctors for Britney to see for treatment. That's not their job. The court appoints the 7:30 experts. So if they chose to do that, you chose to do that. And presented their names to counsel for the conservator and conservatee. Okay. They put together a list of names. No one asked you to do that. These efforts resulted in a new medical regime that was not as debilitating as before Lynn got involved. Yay. Lynn and her counsel pushed very hard for a corporate fiduciary to help manage Britney's estate and provide checks and balances over the use of her money. Within 8 months of petitioner's first appearance by counsel, a well-known, reputable fiduciary was appointed co-conservator. But wait, there's more. And then Sam Ingham never filed the paperwork. So that reputable, well-known fiduciary, Bessemer Trust, never took over because it never got done. And Bessemer, after they heard Britney testify in court, said, "We don't want any fucking part of this." Negative, ghostwriter. The pattern is full. We are yeeting ourselves. We have yoted thyself from the chat. We are out. We withdraw. They never, ever got appointed. So this is a good summary of Lynn's petition that made me so mad. In 2019, Lynn's counsel questioned Jamie's competence to remain as conservator. It took till 2019 to make those. It took to 2019? Oh, okay. Okay, it took to 2019. To question Jamie's competence to remain as conservator of the person and identify a lack of checks and balances over the conservatorship of the estate over the objection of all other counsel for the first time in the 11-year conservatorship at that point. Real discussions began about limiting Jamie's involvement. Lynn and her attorneys have attended every court hearing since 5/10/2019 because they chose to, in pursuit of the best quality of life possible for the conservatee. Between September 2019 and January 2020, Lynn's counsel had multiple calls with court-appointed counsel about adding a professional fiduciary to the conservatorship. After 7 months of pushing, court-appointed counsel Sam Ingham agreed with Lynn and her counsel and announced to the court that Britney wanted a co-conservator of the estate. In August 2020, after much prodding by Lynn's counsel, Sam Ingham reversed course and announced that Britney wanted Jamie removed as conservator of the estate and requested authority to hire litigation counsel to help him achieve that end, and the court allowed him to. Lynn and her counsel helped get litigation counsel up to speed. Yes, there are typos. Because this is typed in by court staff. So the system that they type this in is so bad. So I'm not going over typos at all because the system they have to type this into is archaic. So anyway, and strategize together with court-appointed counsel and litigation counsel about how Jamie's removal could best be achieved. No one asked you to do that, though. Lynn's counsel objected to Jamie's March 2021 fee application and pointed out the media tour, yes, the media matters, was not in Britney's best interest. Britney's counsel also objected for like the first time, which was helpful. The tour abruptly stopped after objections were filed. Both Britney's court-appointed. If you're calling him court-appointed counsel, can we just keep calling him CAC though, instead of going back and forth just for ease? Both Britney's CAC and litigation counsel refused to join in Lynn's objections to Jamie's fees. They did, though. But Britney's current attorney has agreed to take the lead on the objections. Sam Ingham also made those objections. I'm just saying. Sam Ingham also made objections to everything that was going on with TriStar and the amount TriStar got paid. So Lynn and her counsel have contributed to and achieved Lynn's mission of breaking the restrictions imposed by the conservatorship, removing Jamie as conservator, and have pushed towards the goal of terminating the entire conservatorship. Great. Jones Swanson, the Louisiana firm, has incurred fees of $840,000. $840,000. $840,000, to which they will apply a 40% discount and request payment of, a clean $504,000. 1,100 hours at $700 to $800 an hour. There is nothing on the billing statement billed at less than $700 an hour. No use of associates, paralegals, etc. Joan Swanson requests cost reimbursement of $9,718 in filing fees, investigators' fees, and travel costs when they traveled from Louisiana for the court hearings. Local counsel, by the way, was also at the court hearings. All of them were there. Ginsburg Bronstein requests fees of 146,236.6 hours at 550 an hour and 5.5 hours at 185 an hour. The advance costs are 2,936. Petitioner alleges that the court should rely on the rules of equity. Come on, Your Honor. This is what the argument they made was. Emily summarizing. But come on, Your Honor. Britney's dad got his legal fees paid for and got to take pot shots at me in court. So I need to get my own attorney so I can file shit talking shit about him. It's only fair. Everyone else involved in this conservatorship got their fees paid. I inserted myself into this matter. I got my own lawyers. I decided it was time to step up and do something, and I should get my legal fees paid for too. And I hired lawyers assuming that Britney would just pay for it. It's only fair. Pay my fees. And then cites the case of guardianship of Cookingham at this site, which states that in passing on property of expenditures, the court is governed by the equitable consideration relating to the law of trusts. Here's the relief requested. Gosh, I love the probate notes. They lay it out so clearly. The relief requested is attorney fees for $504,000, reimbursement of $9,718, attorney's fees of $146,548. If any of you want to calculate this, you're welcome to. So $504,000, $9,718 and 7 cents, $146,548, $2,398.77, and finally $538 for filing the petition to ask for all of the fees. All of it. Let's look at the comment. This is the comment that the court's going to rely on when going to clear this matter. Petitioner is neither conservator nor the conservatee and has not established any authority for the payment of for the payment of attorney fees for third parties who are not the conservator, the conservatee, nor a person who petitioned for appointment of a conservator. Petitioner has not established any authority for the payment of attorney's fees for third parties. A negative ghostwriter. This pattern is full. It does not appear that petitioner filed any petitions for termination, removal, etc. Petitioner did file a petition for authority to hire an attorney of their own choosing, of the conservatee's own choosing, on 7/6/21, and that petition was DWOPed, denied without prejudice, on 7/14/2021. The ACLU filed a similar petition on 7/12/21, also DWOPed on 7/14/2021. Conservator of the person, Jody Montgomery, also filed a similar petition on 7/7/21. Sam Ingham filed a similar petition. The common fund doctrine is set forth in the petition does not apply because all funds belong to the former conservatee, Britney. Petitioner argues that the rules of equity applied because her efforts were instrumental in ending the conservatorship. So these are the probate notes from the judge's likely research attorney or judicial assistant, JA, and we will see probably probate assistant with PA, not judicial assistant, JA. So I think what we will see based on that note and the probate notes with this matter to clear is that they're going to get denied their attorney's fees because there's no authority upon which to grant them. So Lynn is going to have to pay her own attorney's fees. And if Britney is so indelibly thankful, then maybe we will see her choose to give Lynn that money, but the court's not going to give it to her. The court is going to deny that shit. And they should. And if you want to see me rant about the rest of that petition and the outrageous claims Lynn Spears made for why she should be paid and what a gold star good job she's done starting in 2019, then you are welcome to go take a look at that video. I'll try to remember to link it down below. There were a few other things going on in the Britney case. I'm just going to pull them up because they matter as to timing. It looks like a bunch of these hearings have been put over until April 6th. So we're not going to see much happen this month. Let's see, where is those are the probate notes. Ugh, I didn't upload them. All right. We'll talk about them another day. Either way, all the financial stuff that was supposed to happen on the 16th has gotten bumped over until April 6th. So April 5th, we have Josh Duggar's sentencing. April 6th, it looks like we have a new Britney hearing on the financial matters. The thing I am tracking the most closely in this case, because I think we've got the answer with Lynn's attorney's fees, denied Ghost Rider. I'm most interested to see what happens in court regarding the uh 12th accounting and the media matters. That is the thing I am most interested in now, and what continues to happen with subpoenas and processing subpoenas with TriStar and this investigation that Brittany's attorney is now engaged in. Those are the two things that I am most interested in seeing. With that, we should getting on to our next item from our poll. We were going to do Brittany, then Bob, then Girardi. So we're going to move on to Bob Saget's case. You guys, don't forget, there are over 3,000 of you here. We are very close to 200,000 subscribers. If you are watching and you have not hit that subscribe, I am going to be telling you to do that this entire video. It would be swell to hit 200K. So if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. It's free. Just please don't subscribe, then unsubscribe, because then I have to watch the numbers roll back and forth. And I see them. I do. So thank you for liking and subscribing. I'll be super chuffed to get to 200K. So let us move on to, and it's a good way to support the channel. Look, it's a good support. We appreciate it. Let me timestamp this. Let's move on to talk about Bob Saget. So the Bob Saget death investigation and cause of death and manner of death were somewhat released in the media. His surviving family members went to the court and asked for a temporary restraining order and then a permanent injunction to block the details of not just the coroner's report, but his death investigation from coming out in the media. Now, it's something, there is something, I don't even have the right words for it. Kind of grimly fascinating about wanting to know, especially when they are celebrities that we love, people in the media that we love. We want to know every detail about what happened. And we see this with not just true crime cases, but with celebrities. We want to know every detail of their passing and the investigation, and particularly with Bob Saget's passing, it seemed odd to me. It seemed the initial media reports that he had had a head injury and then passed seemed like there might have been more to that. Later reports came out from the initial coroner's report that he had substantial skull fractures, and that was more information than we had seen, but substantial fractures on the back of his skull, around his eyes, bruising, and it looked like brain swelling and brain bleeding. So had a fall, it seems, and a pretty substantial one. But the pretty substantial fall, there were reports that those injuries were consistent with not just a fall like falling over backwards or falling in the shower, which does happen, but with a fall from heights or with a blow from a baseball bat, those types of high velocity falls that you don't get just by, slipping in the shower and things like that. That would be your kind of traditional accidental deaths in this way, where someone hits the back of the head. And it can happen. A head injury that does not seem major can lead to brain bleeding that can lead to death. You see it in skiing accidents and other things like that. But this was odd. There was lots of conversation in the media about it. There were a few good news articles that really broke down the initial autopsy reports, but his family immediately went to court to try to block any more from coming out. So let's go through this initial complaint. These are fairly brief complaints, and we will go through it. So We will see what they are suing for, what the court has now blocked, and again, it's I want to talk about the legal process. I do believe absolutely everyone deserves dignity in death. And the fact that his family is asking for things to be so blocked is interesting to me. But I wonder if we will see this happen in the future where the surviving family members of celebrities are like, we're not going to make this a circus. We don't want this to get out. And it's just, it's sad. And I think Bob Saget will be missed. And it was a kind of shocking and untimely death. And we were all like, wait, what? So there's that. So let's take a look at what's going on with that because the legal stuff, it's not tea. It's interesting. So let us go into the legal that's going on here with Bob Saget. So this is from surviving spouse and the surviving daughters suing the sheriff of Orange County and the medical examiner's office for this declarative relief. And what I mean by that is they're not suing for monetary relief. They're suing for a permanent injunction. They're suing to stop something from happening. Verified complaint, which means it is signed under penalty of perjury. Plaintiffs are the surviving spouse and daughters of decedent. Pursuant to Chapter 46 of Florida statutes, they sue the sheriff in their official capacity and the medical examiner and seek declaratory and supplemental injunctive relief. So, again, as I just said, they're not seeking monetary relief, they're seeking specific relief. They are seeking supplemental injunctive relief in their favor, finding that certain records prepared during the course of defendant's investigation into Mr. Saget's death are confidential and exempt from disclosure to the public under Florida's Public Records Act and state in support. So generally, the media could do a PRA, a Public Records Act. Sometimes it's a FOIA request, depending on the state statute or whether it's federal. And you can do a public records request and get 911 calls. You can get sometimes photos, full reports, investigative reports. We will see this to come in the Brian Laundrie investigation. I'm sure you will see numerous public records requests and media outlets sharing what they have gathered from those public records requests. When we talk about the Duggar case, it's how the media obtained the juvenile police reports regarding Duggar's prior improprieties because those were accidentally released in a public records request. So they are trying to block these things from being released with a public records request. Parties, jurisdiction, and venue. We know the surviving spouse, surviving daughters. This is where it happened. Jurisdiction is proper because they're filing in the jurisdiction where it happened. Thank you so much, Octo Nation. I know you're ready. Octo's like, we're ready for 200K. I know you are. We are ready. We are deeply invested. I'm deeply invested. Delaney said, can anyone make a media request? Yes. Anyone, it's not me saying media request. Anyone can make a public records request. Yes, they can. So not everything gets released, but anyone can make a public records request. This is how not just the media, but also public interest groups get information like the salaries of elected officials and emails between people and things like that. These are broad requests that can be made, and then the request is reviewed and sometimes granted and sometimes denied. In some places, you can only make a request if you're not media, if you are a resident of the jurisdiction or state. We'll go over that another time. We'll go over public records requests another time. So I'm not worried about jurisdiction. They sued where this all happened. General allegations on January 9th, 2022. Saget, a globally known comedian and television personality, passed away at the Ritz-Carlton Orlando Grand Lakes, located in Orange County, Florida. Shortly after Saget's death, the Orange County sheriffs conducted an investigation, as they would when someone has unexpectedly passed and passes, in a hotel room. They would absolutely do a death investigation, an autopsy, and all of that. An investigation of the death is required by law, and the medical examiner's office conducted its own investigation to determine the cause of death. In the process of these investigations, defendants created records which include photographs, video recordings, audio recordings, statutorily protected autopsy information, and other statutorily protected information. So I'm imagining photographs are going to be of the room. If I refer to it as a scene, it's just based on the way I normally language these things, but I don't mean to imply this seems to be a completely accidental death. But photographs of the room when they found it, of everything that they saw. Video recordings could be video recordings from the hotel from earlier in the day, things like that, from the hallway, from going into the room. Audio recordings, if they had any, including the initial, I imagine, 911 call from whoever discovered him, whichever hotel employee, and things like that. Upon information and belief, some of these records graphically depict Saget, his likeness or features or parts of him, while autopsies have lots of photos of the person in the condition that they're found at the location, and there are photos done as part of the autopsy, et cetera, et cetera. So, Natalie, lawyer chick, we were just singing your praises. Here waiting for you to hit the milestone while I'm in virtual court. Hopefully the judge doesn't hear me scream. Well, we will see. Let's see. We are ticking away, but we still have about 50 subs left to go. There are over 3,300 of us here. So if you guys aren't subscribed, well, this is not 50. This is 80 subs left to go. So come on in if you guys aren't subscribed. So let us pop back over to this. So, yay. We'll get there. We'll get there. We could watch the numbers go up. We can watch the numbers go up if you want. I'll put that back on in just a minute if you guys want to watch the numbers go up. They just went up. So, for those of you who aren't subscribed, go right ahead. All right. Let's see. Yes, autopsy photos are graphic. I learned that my very first day. My very, very first day as a DA intern, my very first day. Going through autopsy report. I didn't know. No one told you. Nobody told you when you were going through an autopsy report. I was going through my thing. No one says when you go through the thing that you are going to come across photos. Like, what? I was unprepared. I was much more prepared after that, but I learned the like, woo! So, records. Yes, they would have featured him. They would have been pictures and stuff like that. Upon information and belief, certain news and media outlets have filed or plan to file public records requests, of course. Plaintiffs seek declaratory and supplemental injunctive relief as to their legitimate privacy interests, as well as the statutory responsibility of defendants with regard to the possible release of the records to the public in response to public record requests. Because normally, a lot of that would be public record requests. For the reasons stated herein, plaintiffs seek a temporary and permanent injunction precluding defendants from releasing the records to anyone except plaintiffs as the surviving spouse and daughters. Declaratory relief, as we said, they're asking the court to issue an injunction to protect their privacy rights, to preserve their constitutional privacy rights. They suggest they have legitimate privacy rights as remaining spouse. They would suffer irreparable harm and extreme mental pain, anguish, and distress should they be released. The records which constitute photograph or video or audio of the autopsy should be held and are confidential and exempt from disclosure. Certain records constitute information relating to the cause of death should be held because they're confidential and exempt. There's no legitimate public interest served by the release of the records to the public. They have a bona fide need. Defendants have an actual interest in the subject matter because, again, they are the remaining spouses. And then they're asking for injunctive relief, which is essentially saying permanently bar it from being disseminated. Let's get to the injunctive relief request real quick. Pardon me. I'm getting all excited. So we'll put the ticker on in a minute. We'll put the ticker on in a minute because we are moving, you guys. If you want to see it tick, you can go ahead and like and subscribe. Just you don't even have to like. We'll take just subscribing. We are definitely ticking. Thank you all. let us get to the next injunctive relief filed from Saget's family. I just closed that because I got distracted. As one does. As one does. So let's go to the injunction and look at what they are arguing with regard to the injunction. Let's see. Y'all, it's happening. We are going to make it bing. Look, there are 3,392 of y'all on this live stream. I know not all of you are subscribed. So you are welcome to do that now. It's free. It's free. Well, the documents we cover aren't free. But subscribing is. All right. I'm going to go over the temporary order real quick first. Order granting emergency motion for temporary injunction. This cause came before the court on February 16th. This would be hard to have to deal with after your loved one passed. It would be very difficult to also feel like you need to protect them from the internet. It's like, we have to protect you from the media and the internet because it's your privacy, and we need your privacy to be protected. It would be very, very difficult to be worried that every detail of someone's death, including potential photos of them after they pass, could get out there. And we see this in the Kobe Bryant case with Vanessa Bryant filing. With Vanessa Bryant filing because of photos that were improperly taken by those at the scene of the crash. And it would be tremendously distressing. I don't doubt this at all, how distressing this would be. So there is no shade for filing this. No shade for filing this. Let's see. The court, having reviewed the motion, verified complaint, declaratory and injunctive relief, heard the arguments of counsel, being further advised, grants the motion. Plaintiffs seek a temporary injunction enjoining defendants from releasing or disseminating, either voluntarily or in response to any public record request, any photos, video recordings, audio recordings, statutorily protected autopsy information, and all other statutorily protected information. Those should just be protected, but I think they're going to feel better having an order saying, look, we know that you cannot do this. Related to the death and death investigation of Bob Saget, protected records are exempt from the general provisions anyway. A temporary mandatory injunction is properly issued where the plaintiffs say they will suffer irreparable harm, have a clear legal right or interest, and have no adequate remedy at law, and that the public interest will not be disserved. And again, the public interest is not going to be disserved because they'll still have the autopsy report, just not the photos, the videos, the audio recordings, and things like that. So the public interest is served by having that information without all of that information. You guys, we are getting close. We're getting close. So I appreciate that the court here is finding that the plaintiffs have made the preliminary showing. The court find that the plaintiffs will suffer the harm, mental pain and anguish, that the plaintiffs have a clear legal right or interest in the protecting of records. And that's the thing that is really important here, is that they're finding the surviving spouse and children do have a right to protect those interests. So that temporary injunction is ordered, and then the permanent injunction is filed. So you guys are like, keep going. I know. Once we click over to like 10 away, I will holler and get Dr. B in here. Don't worry. We will. Oh, that's going to be in just a second. So we will. Let's zoom. Oh, we can't zoom. We're gonna have to take a break in just a second from Bob Saget stuff, and I will clip this down to another video because it keeps getting interjected. The family made a motion for permanent injunction. And in that motion for permanent injunction, they asked that a mandatory permanent injunction covers the same things, that public disclosure would lead to widespread dissemination of the protected records. We know that that's true. They've established their rights, This permanent injunction was granted by the court, so all of the information is going to be sealed. Oh my goodness, it's happening. Hold on. So that is the end of the Bob Saget. Let's just get to the celebration. Dr. B, Dr. B. Let me swoop and we'll just be on sub watch. Echo, dropping kitchen. We'll just have to yell really loudly. Brian. B. Come here. We're almost at 200. Come here. Oh, we're going to get G too. We're going to get the whole Baker. Ah! And then it happened. Oh my goodness, you guys, we binged. It happened. Look.
Wait, it's 2 million.
No.
It's 2002, Mom.
It is
2001.
Yep. Well, so people can unsubscribe and resubscribe and watch it thing again.
What's going on?
I know. There we go. We binged, buddy. Do you want to say it binged?
I want to make a YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. Are you going to try to blackmail me while I'm on live to get you a YouTube channel?
Yeah, somebody said yeah.
It binged. Hold on. We have to play the it binged. Cause it binged. Oh, it binged. Move your head. Ah! Give me a high five, buddy. Love you.
Everybody spam in the chat too.
What do you want them to spam in the chat, buddy? It binged.
Griffin should get a YouTube channel.
What? You're trying to use my chat to get what you want?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it works.
That's not the way it works. I'm so glad you got to be here and see it bing.
Look at everybody that's safe.
Tell G that having his own YouTube channel is highly overrated.
We're at 199K.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you. I know that one hasn't binged yet.
Did I miss it?
You missed it.
Oh, but it didn't roll over.
I told you needed to get here quick.
Everybody spam in the chat for me.
It's okay.
Wait, when do we see like the official rollover back here?
Oh, it normally takes a little bit for the two to connect. So
Wait, what happened?
it binged.
No, it went down.
It does that sometimes. It will go back and forth. It does that.
Share it to your friends. Share it to your family. Share it to everybody.
Share it to everybody.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks, Griff.
Yes.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Ow.
We binged.
Careful.
My child's being very dramatic. We binged. Move your head.
Where?
I'm teasing. I love you too.
Good job. Come on. Let's finish you.
Yay!
Dolphin, you out of there. Come on, bud.
Yep.
Over.
What are you just watching the numbers? He's just watching the numbers. Wait, please don't steal my mouse. Oh my God. Thank you. All right. Bye, guys. It happened. Thank you, guys. Well, I think we're going to get to the Girardis in a minute. I can't believe it. This will take a minute to click over. We'll hear it bing at some point. It takes until the front end of the channel flips over. The back end of the channel doesn't flip over. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are so great. And I love this community so much. I am so grateful to be a part of it. You guys have no idea how life-changing this has been and how whole it feels to really get to just share what I love on the internet with y'all, to break down the law, to not base a channel on everything being clickbaity and sensationalized, and be able to talk about the facts, to be able to talk about cases that matter, to be able to talk about cases that are fun and silly. It means the world to me, and I am blown away. Like, I never ever thought that we would get to 100K. I was like, how are people going to care about the pop culture lawsuits and about the other lawsuits that matter and about not just the headline, but deeper than the headline and understanding what the law really says. And even when we hate the result, going, we hate that, but at least we understand why it's happening and being able to go through that together. It's just been incredible. And now, I mean, we're at 200,000. I mean, who knows where we will be a year from now, but I'm sorry, Legal Eagle, the purple-haired law queen is coming for you. We have very different channels. I'm not coming from Devin. I will never be sitting here in a suit with law books behind me going, well, let's just put up a flash on the bottom of the screen. What we're going to do is talk about it and be like, what the fuck is happening here? And that's what we do on this channel. I'm going to get to some of the super chats and then we'll get into the Girardi tea. Oh my God, you guys. YouTube can wait, stay young, G. I think so too. We let him do some recording. He's part of some B-roll for one of my sponsors for tomorrow. And we let him engage a little bit. So we might let him create a faux channel that just stays in the back end and shares with the grandparents. And that's about it, to kind of assuage the desire, because he really does want to create, but we're going to make him do it himself. You've got to set up the camera. You've got to set up the light. You've got to set up the audio. You've got to realize that sometimes you record for 15 minutes with no microphone turned on. So he's going to get to do it himself and decide how he wants to do that. I'm going to get to some of the super chats before getting to what's going on with the Girardis. Mom's gone gaming. Oh my God, I love that handle so much. This mom wants to go gaming. Congrats on 200K. I haven't been on much lately and was finally able to catch a live and we banged. I know. It's wild. I'm so glad we got to do it on live. Hello, Adriana. It's so good to see you. Congrats. Thank you. And huge congrats to you. You guys, Adriana got to hang with Britney on Britney's return to Vegas, made her feel welcomed, created such a really special thing. It was great to watch it happen on Instagram and to see Britney feel like a woman, feel like she's getting treated like a human. I shared some of Britney's Instagram post yesterday. Oh, we'll talk about Twitter in a minute. I shared some of Britney's Instagram post talking about her father. I was going to talk about it during the Britney stuff and I got distracted because I'm just blown away here. And so thank you. Clouds of My Coffee, been here since 33K. I mean, yeah, a lot of you guys have been here since the channel started growing. If you want to put in the chat what topic you found this channel on, was it the Tati lawsuits, Britney lawsuits, was it foot soldiers uniting against Cav? What topic brought you into the channel? How did you find me? I always love seeing that. If you guys want to share that with each other, thank you for celebrating in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. Carla, we do need a sparkling beverage. Unfortunately, I still have things to do, but we will pop some champs and celebrate on Friday's live stream. We will do a little bit of a celebratory stream with some topics. I will definitely let the community pick what we do for Friday, whether we do a Q&A, ask me anything to celebrate, whether we do a Q&A drinky stream with Dr. B. I will let you guys decide what we do for Friday. Emily, we love you so much. Thank you. G, we support you in everything you do. You guys, thank you. He knows that you guys support him. It makes him, he loves this so much. He just loves all of this. My oldest is sometimes like, okay, whatever. And sometimes like, this is super cringe, but G loves every single minute of it. Thank you, Audrey. I appreciate all the congrats, you guys. Thank you so much. Was here for 100K. Now I'm here for 200K. You are by far my favorite YouTube creator. Thank you, YM, or I appreciate that. I just don't have words for how much this channel means to me. And it's because of this community. It's not subscriber numbers. This is 200,000 Law Nerds strong, is a lot of people who want to know what the facts are. That's a lot of people who are like, well, when James Spears was like, James Spears resigns from conservatorship, the Law Nerds were like, actually, that was conditionally. It was like, I resign if you meet all of my things. It was a further manipulation tactic. Y'all done knew what it was. Y'all knew what it was because we talk about the facts. So y'all aren't fooled by the headlines. And it's just so. I appreciate it. I love it. Ali R's like been here since 5,000. I mean, and that would have been like October 2020, like right at the end of October 2020, November 2020 is when we hit 5,000. So congrats. Thank you for all you do now, party. I mean, it's spring break. We're going to probably Mario Party, truly, is what we're going to do. Take the evening off and Mario Party. Congrats. A little love for the Galaxy hair. Thank you. We're going to have to do that soon. Poor Garland's going to be like, girl, you with the last minute appointments. And it's like, well, sometimes the channel grows faster than you think. Found you through Up and Adam. Love Up and Adam. Tati, Britney, Tati, Foot Soldiers, Tati. Did you all watch Tati's video yesterday? They're moving. I'm excited for Tati to turn over a new chapter, even though they've still got all this stuff going on with the business partner. I'm happy for them. Lawsuits are the worst. I mean, for our purposes, they're the best, but going through them, living through them is kind of awful. Hello from Slovenia. Found you talking about the Tati lawsuit. Tati, Dustin, gosh, I adore Dustin. Tati and KJ, that case was so crazy. I don't know if we're going to see anything like it. I think the Jen Shaw trial is going to rival the drama of the Tati KJ case. On the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, Heather Gay was like, I'm going to be there for every minute of the trial. And I'm like, girl, I'll see you in court. I got some questions for you. I need to reach out to Heather Gay and be like, hey, while we're in court, you want to come on the channel? You want to come have a conversation? I'm not going to come for her. She's like, I'm going to stand by my friend. Okay. It'll be interesting to see if watching the evidence comes out changes how she feels. Because Heather Gay was the one that was like, maybe Stuart Smith pled guilty to just take all the responsibility. I'm like, oh, boo, no, that's not how that works. Tati and KJ, Britney, Tati, Britney, and Housewives. Tati. Adam, lots of Tati. You guys were here at the beginning, Tati and H3. We need... This is a lawsuit caused by the defendant's greed. I mean, the Tati lawsuit gave us so much. It gave us building monuments to the gods of speculation. It brought us talking about Trisha Paytas. Like, that lawsuit name dropped all of YouTube. I mean, I'm sure we'll have other YouTube lawsuits, but that one was like a lot. That one was a lot. Yay, all of you. Thank you. So your live stream with Jen Love, that was right as my channel was growing. And it was because I was talking about Tati. Sherry's like, I found you through Damon. Damon's the best. Oh, you guys, it's so fun to see where you all found the channel from, and how you all found the channel. So Ashley's Pretty Little Life said, from planners before the plaintiffs, it's been an amazing, from planners before to plaintiffs, it's been an amazing journey. Congrats. Yeah, my channel has gone through some different life, hasn't it? Found you from Peter. I adore Peter. We are still wishing Peter's well. The Sherelle's World suit. We just covered that because she won that suit in, she won that messy ass suit that was so hard to read. It just. Ethan brought me here, but I never miss a live stream. Brittany brought me here, but Emily kept me here. Thank you guys. Oh my God. Don't remember the case, but discovered you through Natalie Lawyer Chick when she mentioned you. Natalie's great. She is just great. Thank you. You guys, I don't have a lot of words. Your appearance on Phil DeFranco's channel on the Britney conservatorship. I almost died when Phil was like, hey, do you want to come on and do an interview? I was like, what? It was great. And you know what? I'm even though there's still financial drama going on with Britney, I'm so happy for her that she gets to just be, So you guys, I'm sure the front of the channel will click over at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if it's at 100 past when it flips over, but once the front of the channel flips over, this will flip over. Glad I got to share a live Bing before going into a deposition today. Brittany brought me to the party, stayed for the rest. Enchanted Wolf, good luck with your deposition today. It's fun. Heather McDonald, I enjoyed doing the Juicy Scoop too. We talk about all the things. Your cameo on Phil DeFranco is how I found you, and I'm so glad I did. Thank you, Christopher. I'm so glad you did too. I came for Brittany Dawn the first time. I mean, fair enough. Brittany Dawn is an interesting, we're going to have to get back to the Brittany Dawn suit. We're going to have to get back to the wedding dresses of it all too. Stuff's been going on in that case as well. Joined at 5,000. Here's to so many more. Thank you. Screaming because she read my super chat. YM, or we're reading this one too. You make me tear up watching this. I lost my parents this past year. Oh, Kelsey, I'm sorry. Honestly, finding you has made me feel like I'm hanging out with my mom again. I'm 34, so you would be more like my sister. But yeah, I know you're gonna make me cry. I give major mom vibes. It's totally fine. And I'm so sorry for your losses, Kelsey. This year, whoo, the amount of losses since early 2020 has been hard on our family as well. So I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing that with me. And yes, it's okay. I know, mom vibes. I mom my friends. Like I literally mom my friends. I was in the car, and then I swear we'll get to Girardi stuff. I was in the car with a friend a while back, and I was like, I always drive because I get super motion sick, but I was stopping really fast and I did the arm thing. That I did I mom armed one of my friends. like, like I can't help myself. Like we'll be at restaurants and I'll be like, oh no, she wants that lettuce wrapped. Like it's just I can't always help it. Sometimes you can't rein in the mom vibes. But you know what? It's I've always expressed love and care for my friend. I was always the friend that would hold your hair and like pat your back and tell dudes that you were too drunk and like shoo them away. So there's always been mom vibes and I will absolutely take it. Subscribed on the Taylor Swift video. We need to get back to a copyright video. I've been meaning to do that forever. These other lawsuits have just been popping off. Selena, I didn't know you found me through Phil DeFranco. I love that because I feel like you've been on the channel for a million years. So I love it. I love seeing this. Oh my God, Rendella, the triple pouch Vuitton, somewhere around 5,000. That was before 5,000. Some of my older Vuitton stuff, and I love it. Another channel I watched mentioned you yesterday in their video about Ethan versus Cav. Shout out your channel. Love seeing your name everywhere. Other creators have been so generous, and I try to be generous with other creators as well. Other creators have been so kind. And I love that they're able to use my breakdowns as a supplement to what they're doing. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help explain the law shit in a way that everyone can understand. Congrats on 200K. Thank you for being you and making me want to be more differentiated and understanding human. Been shilling you to everyone that will listen. Thank you so much. It's a rare George sighting. Hi, George. What's up? It's hard to get that kind of think like a lawyer where you kind of have to broaden out like, okay, how do I see the other sides? But it's a good exercise because it lets us be I think more well-rounded. David's like Rust and Alec Baldwin, man. Those Alec Baldwins have been hard. It's a privilege to share this with law nerds and family today. Been here since 20K OG. I mean, absolutely OG, Carla. Good to see you and thank you. Found you through Nick Ricada. I think most of the people that there's two Ricada viewers, some that come over and are like, I can't with this bitch, and some that come over who are like, the law nerd community is also a space that's not a Thunderdome in the chat. Kanye contracts Dara was when the channel really started to blow up, and I love that. I found you through Kendall Ray, who told me to watch you about Britney. Kendall Ray is such a generous and great creator. I love what she does. The amount of time and research creating videos like Kendall's takes always inspires me. I'm like, God, I want to do more. And Phil DeFranco has a team that helps with that. And I can see me expanding in that way so I can have both kind of more deep dive videos and then first looks and quick breakdowns and updates on what's happening with these cases. It did bang, Linz. Phil DeFranco, Angelica Oles. I like Angelica too. I like her content a lot. The internet has calmed down from like the Tati lawsuit of it all. Like all of it has calmed down. All of it has calmed down since then. I've been here since Tati. You inspired me to finally take the LSATs. Yay, Raven. Get it. Get it. The world needs good lawyers, not more lawyers, good lawyers, good, conscientious lawyers. I love seeing where you guys all came from. Saw you from Philly D talking about H3V Cav. Yep. Phil DeFranco, Philly D. I love that. Tati through Dustin, Up and Adam. You guys, thank you so much. Here before 100K and now 200K. Congrats. Thank you. Found you because of Simply. Isn't just Simply the best? I've got a post, but these are Simply inspired from the spring line. My toes are very simply green. I think the nail polishes are off to the side, redoing the office. And I've got all of my polishes over there. and they're great. So Brittany and Gabby, Cosby, Ebony, very cool. I love that you found the channel through Cosby. Been watching since Toddy, try to watch every live since. Thank you. Came for Toddy, stayed for Emily. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so great. Simply, I just love Simply. I love seeing where you guys all found me from. All right, I'm gonna do a few more super chats, and then I promised we would talk about Girardi, and we're gonna talk about Girardi. I'm overwhelmed with just like love and support, and I'm just a little overwhelmed. I am virgining on verklempt. So thank you. And you guys, there are over 3,000 of you watching. If you still haven't subscribed, you can. There's still room to make the numbers go like this. There is still time. There is still time. So I'm going to get to the few more super chats and then we're going to get back. I found you through your Rachel Hollis rants. It's so funny. The Rachel Hollis rants, and I haven't done a rant on Instagram in a while, but the Hollis rants, there are some people who come onto the channel who are like, this isn't like you. And then there's some people who are like, yes. And I'm like, I cover mostly lawsuits, but occasionally the odd influencer will just rub me the wrong way. Don't worry, there's a David Dobrik rant coming that goes deeper into what I said on Twitter. There are more rants incoming, but there are parts of influencer culture, especially in the online entrepreneur space, that just smack me sideways, and I'm just like, ugh. But I also now know Savvy writes books and love her channel, and sometimes can just go and get my vicarious rants from her because I was in that online entrepreneur space before I shifted just into being a content creator, and there are things that just get me. I have mom-armed my mom as well, the K&K Mommy Dragon Slayer. I have also mom-armed my mother because I always drive. I have done that. I have absolutely done that. So it has happened. I now know how far behind in the chat I am. I'm so glad you binged on my mom's birthday. Yay. She would have been 78 and she loved watching you. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom, Joe Jersey. And I love that. I love that. So thank you. Aaron said, your channel has been a constant support during my depression over the past few months. Having you on my headphones feels less alone. Thank you and congrats. Look, with the law nerd community, you are never, ever alone. And that's the one thing I love about this community is that even under the comments on Twitter, we have to talk about Twitter in a minute. Even under the comments on Twitter, on the posts here on the channel, particularly over on our Patreon, there is room for you guys to connect with each other and support. And I love that. I've seen such tremendous support. And those of you in the chat who have supported each other and have been supported, those of you from the Coffee Talk crew who are there chatting in the morning over on Clubhouse, there is so much support in this community. And I think that that's been really, really incredible. And I love that. So Carol said every other creator says we need Emily to come on our show and explain this. And I try to. Every time I can, I absolutely try to. Because I like explaining things. They're like, can we ask you a question? I'm like, yes. I love to explain shit. My children don't always love it when I explain shit. My husband's like, you don't need to keep explaining. I'm like, I need to explain more. I love explaining. So I absolutely love it. Found you through Sloan. I love Sloan as a creator too. Sloan's channel, there are definitely deep dives into, like, when I was doing the Amanda Bynes stuff, the context is there, and I look to other creators who cover those topics more deeply to provide me context and to find context. It helps me so much. And it's not, those types of deep dives aren't what my time is best used doing, but I love being able to be like, oh, who's got a roundup of whether Amanda Bynes has a secret Twitter? Sloan, perfect. I'll just go see what they had to say about it, and I'll do the law stuff. So love it. Jen M said, came for Doug or Britney, stayed for the awesome. Thank you. Regular replay crew. So I caught this live. I'm also a major mom or mama bear vibes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, you guys, I'm going through the chat and I'm just so encouraged, and I'm seeing all of them. You guys are like, I'm here for a David Dobrik rant. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It was really interesting. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So when you were on Philly D about Britney, thank you. Been here since Breonna Taylor. That was one of the first, her case, her killing and the George Floyd killing were some of the hardest breakdowns I've done because like the legality and the morality were so hard on those. And the legality can line up where it's like not illegal, but it's so tragic and awful. Those were very difficult cases to cover from the perspective of being a prosecutor and being like, but this is what the law says, but this is why this is happening. But we all feel left hollow about it. And those cases were hard to explain. And as the community was growing, there were some that were like, I don't agree. And I'm like, I understand. But then what I love that we saw in the Taylor case is that the laws did change there. And so when we talk about understanding why the law does the things that it does and then being able to make change, we did see that play out in real time. Even though it doesn't bring somebody back, you do see change getting made. So that's when we cover the hard cases, how I choose the hard cases that we cover, because it's a heartbreaking case. And I know the anniversary of her death is coming up, that it's heartbreaking, but laws did change from that case. And I think it brought a lot of awareness of what can go on in search warrant service and no knock warrants and night service. And we talked about all of it. And I appreciate you guys who are like, we're here to talk about all of this. Lisa Higgins came from a outlier, the missing John Pierce videos. We need to circle back to that too. So found you from the the anti-KJ subreddit. Some subreddits are kind to me. Some subreddits just don't like me. And that is okay. Subreddit is a form of lots of free speech. So that is a very active subreddit, but we do definitely tip over on those topics sometimes. Found you through Britney, stayed for the ADHD. It's one of the things I'm happy to be able to share because I think we can normalize neurodivergence a little bit more. I think we can, because everybody works differently. It's like people have different operating systems on their phone. Some people want an Android, some people want an iOS. Look, some of our brains are just on a different operating system and we all see each other. Sam Smith says, found you when I went down a Duggar rabbit hole. Sorry, Reddit is still in my brain. Love, love, love your enthusiasm and passion for the law. Only place I've found that deep dives into the facts, not fuckery. Keep going to 200,000 and beyond, to 200,000 and beyond. Yay. Call Meow said, so when are we getting our sponsored Skillshare class on breaking down headlines and legal fuckery? I mean, that's not a bad idea. I'm kind of here for it, Call Meow, but it might be a book. It might be a book. There are a few more of the super chats from the beginning of the stream I need to get to. We are still cruising away upwards of 200K. I can't wait to see it on the front of the channel. You guys will have to let me know when it clicks over on the front end, when you guys can see it there, because I am not checking. So Jessica said, catnip tip from my new orange floof to yours. Thanks for being rad. You're welcome. And if you share pictures of the floof on the social, please tag me. I would love to see your orange floof. Another shout out to the amazing creator, Natalie Lawyer Chick, put out a great video on Jussie Smollett, including her take on his impact on the POC community. It needs to be seen. I'll share it in my community tab too. And that's one of the things Natalie shares her experience, not just as a female defense attorney, but also as a Black female defense attorney. And I think if you don't have those experience and perspectives, her stories are so powerful, and she shares very openly about things that aren't all of our experience. I love Natalie. I do. I think she's great. We need to do another stream together soon. Ask the Georgia Secretary of State to find subscribers. The shade. I should just call them up. I mean, I don't have the red phone. Just be like, well, just go find some. Isn't that how all this works? Can Judge Lynn's trouble history be used as part of an appeal? Numerous articles about how Lynn is not allowed to preside over sexual assault cases. I have not read any of those articles. This is not that type of case, though. So any issues that he might have had in the past or bias that he might have shown with regard to those types of cases probably wouldn't come up. They might bring it up in appeal. It just might not be considered because it's not necessarily instructive. I'm very curious, if Jen Shaw is found guilty, if she could serve more than 20 years. Looking at the sentencing on those cases, I don't know if she would serve more than 20 years. I don't think she will. Thank you again, Madeline. 200 for 200. Get that Galaxy hair. Galaxy hair incoming. Not today. Excuse me for the noise canceling devices. I am work from home right now, and the landlord has jackhammering in the building. Oh no, that is so hard. I'm looking for. There's ones I keep seeing on Instagram that are a little like in ear. I could probably just get regular earplugs, but I want to look for something fancy. I could probably just put on my Apple AirPods and just put them in on noise canceling. That would probably, I should try that. I'll try that on Friday's stream. That would probably work. Allegedly Angelo, that her nickname is BJ will never not be funny to me. Anywho, Lynn on Lynn crime is the weirdest thing happening during all of this. Here's to 200K. PS, the Real Housewives Salt Lake City reunion was amazing. Really loved Jen. Whitney though. I mean, Whitney was stirring it up, but Jen had some light moments and had some self-deprecating jokes that kind of won people over, and people have come away feeling like she is more likable, which is interesting. Take a shot every time Lynn's name is mentioned. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Don't do that. I'm texting a friend and telling them to describe. Octo, you're the best. Natalie, it's good to see you. I know we got to that one earlier. I just wanted to make sure to get it again. So, Ashley, so good to see you, friend. Catnip tip, just celebrating 200K and being 5 days away from a whole year with you. Yay. A little bum my laundered anniversary wasn't today, but I'll take it. Well, we can make it today in our hearts, Ashley. I appreciate it. These are the ones, Diana, these are the ones I keep seeing on Instagram, the loop noise canceling ones. All right. I'm going to give it a try. Okay. We're going to swoop. And I have to double check. I have an appointment. I have to make sure I leave myself enough time to drive to places. Because let's see, what time do I need to leave? I need to leave. All right. We got time. You guys are like front end shows 200K. So this will bing back here soon. And then we'll do another It Binged. You guys, I just can't believe it. I can't. I'm blown away. So we are now at 227. Thank you all. It's going to be just that kind of a stream. Let us. Oh, Twitter. I meant to talk about Twitter. We don't talk about Bruno. No. Sharon, this is fantastic. My husband is autistic and loves the loops. My kids are both noise sensitive. I mean, all of us with ADHD, we can get that hyper noise sensitivity where you just get fixated, but my kids are noise sensitive and I wanted to try it for them too, because it's so easy. So we can. Did we finish talking about Bob? The permanent injunction was granted. I know I scooted through it very quickly. The permanent injunction was granted. They found that his family has a privacy right. I will have to do a more cohesive video on it, or maybe a short on it, but I think that it is, I think that it's appropriate. I was glad they found a privacy right. And I think it will, I think we will see that happen more in celebrity cases, because you don't necessarily need everything in the public. Some of the records will still be in the public, but not all of them. So even though there is a little arguing under this post on the Twitters, I am going to go ahead and share, because I wanted to talk about this reply, but I'm trying to find it and I'm not seeing it. Where is it? There was a reply from Meredith Brooks under this post, and it kind of made me giggle. So let me go to, I don't know why I don't see it. Twitter's fighting with me at the moment, and I don't know why. And I do not see, I don't know why. I do not see it. But this is the post I'm talking about, where it showed, I don't know why it did. What is happening? I don't need that. Lord in heaven, Twitter. Lord in heaven. This is just fighting with me. But I wanted to share this post because Britney's statement about it was really powerful. And then it was pretty funny seeing Meredith Brooks, who wrote the song that she quotes, in the replies talking about it. I I think beneath it all women have a groundbreaking way of knowing when it comes to babies. For kids, now that gets tricky. I mean, tricks are for kids. And then goes on into, I actually think my dad always played the kid as his role, which is a very interesting insight. I mean, the first day my dad became my conservator, I will never forget. He said, sit down in that chair. We're going to have a talk. He said, I'm Britney Spears and I call the shots from now on. And ever since that day, I felt a huge part of my womanhood stripped from me. I was never the same, but oh geez, 13 years later, and I say, damn, I got through it. I mean, yeah, I miss the deep banks of living in secret though. I was so alive. I don't know about that. Anyways, as time goes by and I look at my body, I still have the same boobs, but a little bit wiser now. So call it what you want. Happy, glad, mad, ugly, pretty, bad, good. They're all just motherfucking words. Here I am doing just that, but it's to make sense out of something. I mean, if someone asked me, if I told you when you were 17 that, no, give me the next picture. If I told you at 17 that 9 years from now your dad was going to take over your whole career if you do this record, what the hell do you think you would have said? Not no, but hell no. Everything happens for a reason. And then she quotes Meredith Brooks. If you check out my chest, it could kind of pass for a baby's ass. Go ahead and kiss it. She did post a picture of her boobs with this. While you're at it, don't forget, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. I cannot sing like Meredith Brooks can. I know you wouldn't want it any other way. And so, again, quoting song lyrics is something that the humans do on the Instagrams. But the fact that Meredith Brooks replied to this post was hilarious to me because somebody was like, oh, Britney's quoting somebody else. And it's like, but also she's not taking credit for the words, I don't think. And she quoted it in a way to say, look, this is what I resonate with, which is very, very common on the Instas. It's not being used in a way that it raises issues of like, oh, you're trying to say it's yours. It's not like Rachel Hollis trying to say that she's Maya Angelou and taking her poem quotes and quoting them as her own. Somebody has a screenshot. Here it is that I'm tagged in that shows Meredith Brooks replying to the Twitter thread. It's just okay. We have to talk about Girardi. I am so scattered today because I am so just I am blown away and I am having a hard time focusing because of emotions. I am having all the emotions and I am so excited. I was hoping we would hit 200K during the stream, but I didn't think I sat and planned what would happen then. I didn't really think about it. I didn't go, oh, well, if we do hit it on stream, or how are we going to rein it in? I didn't consider it, but the front end is showing 200K. So this should click over soon. Yay. All right, let us swoop. I should swoop. And we're going to talk about this register of claims real quick. And we'll do a quick road so far. Emily's going to try to pull it together. Yay. Yay. I have no other words. Yay. Let's swoop. I am overwhelmed. I'm trying to rein it in, but I am overwhelmed. Let's do a quick road so far. We're talking about Tom Girardi and Erica Girardi and the Girardi bankruptcy. In the bankruptcy of the law firm, there's been quite a lot of fighting over property, over money that the law firm may or may not have given or loaned to Erica Girardi, what her companies have, her earrings, all of it. The law firm records have been a mess. We've seen that one financial professional's already quit. We've heard lots and lots about the state of that, the finances at the law firm and how much things are on paper, things aren't updated, the accounting stuff. We know that they're seeking documents from every bank account they can find, and they're still uncovering more. We know that they are trying to depose the accountant or the CPA from the law firm, and they indicated they might plead the fifth. So there's a lot going on in the law firm side. On the personal bankruptcy side, they're trying to surrender Tom Girardi's life insurance policies to try to cash them out to pay them for the people who are still creditors to Tom Girardi as an individual. We already know that the bankruptcy is not going to be discharged. So even when they finish the bankruptcy of Tom Girardi, the individual, he's still married to Erica. So any of those debts that remain that are personal debts, she can be on the hook for as marital debts. So there is still that sitting over there, that there are still potentially marital debts that she's going to have to deal with on the personal side. Not paying the dry cleaner, not paying the vet for the racehorses in Florida. I don't know if they're selling the racehorses. It feels like they should, but it might be an interest in racehorses. I don't know. Are racehorses like stocks? Do you own interest in them and not own the whole thing? I don't know. So all of that is going on. And in the personal side of the bankruptcy, like last year, early in 2021, we saw this type of debt breakdown on the personal side, where we saw the amount of debts that were being claimed. We had not gotten that on the law firm bankruptcy side because the finances were such a shit show. We are finally seeing that registrar. It's 52 pages long. We're not going to go through all of it. We're just going to get to the highlights of it. If you guys want me to go more in depth on this, I can. Others have shared this publicly. This is a public document. I did not go through and redact it. So I hope that there's no personal addresses in here. If there are, just don't be like all uncool. These should go to law firms and things like that. These should mostly be businesses. But, to quote Luann, don't be all like uncool. All right. Let's see. Cece's like, it feels like they should sell the racehorses. I mean, it feels like they should, or at least the interest in the racehorses. I mean, but I haven't seen it yet. Question, can Erica do a personal bankruptcy if they come for her assets, if that's appropriate? But if they're not granting discharge on Tom, they might not grant a discharge on Erica. It's just going to depend. But Erica has, the lawyer that Erica's working with, Evan C. Borges, is a bankruptcy specialist. It seems to be that bankruptcy is literally his kind of main thing. So if strategizing a bankruptcy needs to happen, she's in the right hands for that. Let us go. Oh my God, we're going to have to add to our it binged. We're going to have to add the second it binged. It's going to have to be like an it binged. Susie, yes, the shit is absolutely out of the racehorse at this point. Let us get to the punchline and then we'll go back and take a look at some of these debts, shall we? Let's do it that way. We're just going to go backwards. Emily, let's get to the point. Let's get to the point first. So this is the claims. We're looking at unsecured claims, priority claims, secured claims, and administrative claims. And we are looking at $517 million. 517, 943, 491.63. This is their estimate of debts. That initial debt estimate, the initial debt estimate was over 100 million. We went from 100 million to 500 million real fucking fast in this case. 522 claims, 175 unliquidated claims or unliquidated claims, but over 300 million in unsecured claims. I'm just going to go through what these things mean in really general sense of the word. Unsecured claims mean they are not secured to property. These are the claims in bankruptcy that will go last. They have the last priority in bankruptcy. So this 363 million, those are the last people to get paid. Unfortunately, a lot of his clients fall into that category. Secured claims go first. Administrative claims go up there, then priority claims, which are generally unsecured, then the unsecured. So the bulk of this is stuff that might not get paid. And that is the hard thing with this bankruptcy. And this is why they're going after everything from the $1 million earrings to whatever, because there's $517 million in potential debts that they are alleging. It is a lot of money owed. And so they've noted what the claims are. We're going to go back up to the top of this and go through what some of these claims are. And they noted all the classes of claims. They've noted when they were filed or docketed. So these are individuals that are filing claims. Erica should be in here somewhere because she filed a claim, and they've got the claim numbers, the court claim numbers, the claim amount, and the class. So John Abazian for $1.6 million. We're just going to hit some of the big ones here. Let's see. Everett and Associates, DK Global, U.S. Legal Support, Marlatt Consulting, CT3M Media at $330,000. David Lira from Lipscomb and Lack. That's another attorney. Unpaid fees, unsecured claim. Go to the back of the line. Go to the back of the line. Bedford Law Group. Let's see, $700,000 to Christina Fulton, which is probably a client. $352,000 to Manuel Miller. $1.7 million to Kathleen Broskowitz and Manuel Miller, law offices of Manuel Miller. So those are like co-counsel fees. Esquire Deposition Solutions for $20,000. These are all unsecured claims. Dalton and Associates. So these are casework things that weren't getting paid. And then they've got notes on some of them. Claim as a secured fund settlement in the amount of $9,000 per terms. So some of these are settlements that need to be still paid. The one thing I will say as we're going through this is some of these settlements are still going to come in. So settlements for the, this is Robert Keese, his former business partner with $1.5 million in an unsecured claim of back, those are back retirement. So what happened with his business partners, his business partner was entitled to parts of cases that were still coming in after he retired. And Girardi was like, I'll just keep paying you that amount as your retirement, and said, I'll just pay it, and then stopped paying it. So he's saying, you still owe me $1.5 million. So for Robert Keese, I don't know if he knew that this was the way things were going when he retired, but he assumed he was going to still keep getting his retirement from Tom Girardi. He should have taken the money and ran when he left, but he didn't. So he's out $1.5 million. Let's see. I don't feel as bad for him as I do for the clients, by the way. I'm interested into why he's paying like KABC Radio Solutions. Like, what are you paying KABC for? $167,000. Like, Law Business Insider Radio, is he paying other people to have him on shows? Was he paying to make his profile bigger? Was this all advertising? Why is he paying for these things? Law Business Insider Radio and KABC Radio. Ah, it binged, it binged. Did you hear it? It binged. It says 200. It actually binged. Sorry if I scared anyone. It's still way less than Tom Girardi's debt. What are we going to get to 517 million? Can we keep up with Tom Girardi's debt? Oh, it binged. Move your head. Ah! So hopefully you guys heard it. I have turned that up as loud as it can go, so when it bings, you guys can hear it. Yay! All right, let's finish talking about Tom Girardi owing people fuck tons of money. And I need to now know what Law Business Insider Radio is. I'm going to have to look at that for sure. I'm very, very curious. There's a John Abazian. Is this a second one? Oh, amended by claim 2. All right, there we go. So these are additional claims. David Lira's got a bunch of claims in here. I wonder if these are for back fees or for back legal fees that they say that they're entitled to. Some of these are settlement funds. It's just bananas. Judy Selberg is a past client. This 25 million claim is probably a client, Owen Patterson and Owen, but that's again that's my speculation on that. 1.5 million. I mean, there's so many of these claims that are filed. It's here's the Rui Gomez one at 11.74. So here's the other thing too. They've filed 2 claims, the Rui Gomez family. If these are both being totaled as secure claims, then the amount that's down there might be different than the actual amount. Because if they added those twice, because there's 2 claims, then that's going to be off by 11 million, which is why I say around this much, because there are multiple things here. So it's just wild. But there should be, because Erica filed a claim, and so we might see that in here somewhere. Nano Bank is one of those lenders we talked about way at the beginning. California Attorney Lending has a case against him. Counseling Financial Services at 8 million has a case. KCC Class Action has a case. Stillwell Madsen has a case. And we've seen those cases filed and I've broken them down. Again, why did these people keep lending him money when they saw that he wasn't paying it back? They were like, okay, we'll keep paying it. Edelson PC, 2 million. Those are in legal fees that they were supposed to be paid for the cases they did together. So I'm not surprised to see that that's in there. I think Stillwell probably knows they're not, or Edelson PC probably knows they're not going to get that. It's unsecured. And I think Edelson's goal here has been to get the clients of the Lion Air crash paid. And if they get theirs, I mean, they've got to get in line to get paid too, but I think they know they're not going to. Wells Fargo Vendor Services, $800,000. These are a lot of professional services. City of Torrance is claiming $25,000. I really am curious as to what that's for. So there's a Roach company. Oh, Jones Roach. It's a last name. Just kidding. I was like, are you not paying the exterminators $600,000 to, this is probably a client, David Navarro, filing services. It's so many different filings. So many people that lent him money, so many unsecured claims. A lot of these people are just not going to get paid. Oh, and the Jonathan Club wants $3,000. Look. Stop it. You're not going to get paid. Jonathan Club, you're not getting paid. LA County Treasurer and Tax Collector, bankruptcy unit, $56,000 and $74,000. The IRS in here? I wonder if they are. Let's see if we can control F and see if Erica's in here real quick. I don't know if this will let us control F, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, 1 of 5. All right. Let's continue. What other Eric? JR, Erica Martinez, Erica Girardi. There it is. Oh, the amount's not in there yet, but she's got her debtor claim in here through Evan Borges. So there she is as a debtor without the amount claimed yet. She's holding her place in line saying, look, the law firm owes me money too. A lot of Erica's argument is that she is anything that would be left over. She's not going to get anything out of this. Anything that was left over, she's entitled to because it would have gone to her as the spouse. I think she's trying to find any money she can because on the personal side of the bankruptcy, she's going to have to pay some money. Especially when we need to see if the IRS was in here. I meant to do that. Hold on. We're going to control F ourselves again. It's like control F you, Emily. Nope. Have we just decided not to? Let's see. No. They might be under Internal Revenue Service. Let's see. Oh, wait. IRS, Department of Treasury, $51,000. I imagine there's going to be more than that. But we're starting to see them already filing. That's what they know of. I imagine we'll see more than that from the IRS. And with that, they are looking at $517 million in debt, which is bananas. This shit is bananas. BANANAS. I'm going to swoop to questions. I'm sorry today got so disjointed with the celebration. It just is. Yay. Questions. Let's just chat for a minute. We got through some topics badly. We got through some things distractedly. We binged, we did all the stuff. Katya, yes, there's going to be a lot more from the IRS. I think Erica's going to end up holding, like, everybody's waiting to see what comes for Erica. Here's what's going to come for Erica though. The IRS. Wasn't this lawsuit originally for $2 million? Yo, the original estimated debt in the bankruptcy was $100 million. We're now at $517 million. So, Jonathan Club is a membership required. Yes, but I think they should have just suspended him when he stopped paying his fees. I don't think the Jonathan Club's getting their fees back. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to get their fees back. Let's see what else. David James asks, is there EDB merch? Yes, lawnerdsshop.com. There is plenty of stuff, including mugs, shirts, sweatshirts, control F yourself stuff. Oh, all the things. All the things. I think we have 2 more super chats that I didn't get to, so I'm going to get to those real quick. Jay Thompson, I'm so glad your hard work has finally paid off. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have a community to share all of my nerdiness with. I truly am. I love doing what I do. There are definitely long days. There are definitely long nights. I love this though. And so I'm not going to be like, oh my God. There are some let me tell you about these YouTubers out here who's like, oh, I'm not inspired. I get it. Sometimes it is hard to sit down and film, but I love what I talk about. And there are days where I'm like, ooh, this one's going to be, ooh, take a deep breath. There's a lot to talk about here, but I love what I cover and I love what I do. And I think a lot of what keeps that exciting for me is getting to be on live and have the conversations with you. That is what I love the most. Because yes, I could just sit and read the news. And this happened, that happened. I like having the conversation with y'all. That's why I like to live stream. My husband will not stop singing We Don't Talk About Bruno. It's totally fair, Julia. It's amazing. It sticks in my head all the time, and I love it. Blondie said, congratulations, Emily. Came as a foot soldier, staying as a law nerd. You deserve every bit of growth and success. Thank you. I very, very much.
Sorry, could you say that again?
No, Siri. I can't. My watch updated and Siri's voice changed. Interesting. I am very interested to see, like, we are riding till the end of these CAF lawsuits. I'm very interested to see what happens. Question, can Jen Shah's husband be held financially accountable if they determine it's a fraud scam? I'm going to try to answer what I think you're asking. They are married. So if she has to pay restitution, if she's convicted and she has to pay restitution, then that restitution is going to have to be paid, and her husband is going to have to deal with some of that too, because they are married. But if they were going to charge him, they could charge him. I think it would be very hard to civilly sue her husband and try to disengorge that. The same way I think it would be hard for clients of Tom Girardi. It doesn't mean they aren't trying, but for clients of Tom Girardi to sue Erica to try and disengorge money from the law firm, it would be very, very hard to prove that they knew and to prove that they took it or misappropriated it versus just spending it. So it's just wild. The amount of money is just wild. It's just wild. Sandy O'Brien, I have plans for 200K in the form of maybe some cups, not this one in this color. This is an OG Starbucks cup. My collection started a long time when my husband still put these straws in the dishwasher, and so they turn funny, but this says drink all the coffee. I try to hydrate with it. Did you see Jen Shah merch? Annie, I'm so glad you asked me this question because I've been wanting to talk about this and I keep forgetting. Jen Shah, interestingly enough, filed motions in court saying that the Hulu documentary was unfair pretrial publicity. So I'm wondering if the prosecution will bring up that Jen Shah having not guilty merch and innocent merch is also unfair pretrial publicity. So I'm waiting to see if fair's fair in that. I'm not surprised she did it. Like, nothing wrong with hashtag free Jen Shah. I mean, the audacity, but Jen Shah. The not guilty merch will be very interesting to see. And I did go through some of the merch on a members only live stream, but I didn't look. It didn't have all of it on there. But yes, I saw that she was selling. For everybody who's like, what are you talking about? Let me just Google. I think some of this could be improper pretrial publicity, which will be interesting because she complained about improper pretrial publicity. If anyone shows up, by the way, to trial wearing this stuff, they're probably going to get kicked out. Not guilty, hashtag justice for Jen Shah. What if she gets found not guilty? Is that not justice? Is that justice? I'm not sure what they're saying, but this is, let's see, let's go to all. Oh, they've got a whole lot of different stuff. Where? Oh, there's the Shaw Squad apparel. So she's working with a third-party company to do this. Here's what is interesting to me about the merch. Um, I want to know who took this photo, because this is a photo of her going into court that might be a Getty photo. And if this photo is a Getty photo or black, what is it? Black something, black fin, black rail, black box. There's another black grid. They're the ones who went after Lisa Rinna. If there is a paparazzi company that took this photo of her going into court and she is using that on a shirt, somebody recreating the photo in art is not transformative enough for her to sell that. And I would not be surprised if somebody came after her for the copyright of that shirt, because that is a photo that was taken. Or if those photos can't be determined who took this one, maybe then we don't see it. Fred, what are you up? Fred is up to something. So I'm interested about the copyright ownership of this photo. Here, let me pull up the photo real quick. And you guys can tell me what you think. Just because it's a photo of you doesn't mean you own the copyright in it. That I should go back over that case with the Getty photographer and the classic Obama poster with the red and blue, because that photo was taken by a Getty photographer and then used without permission. And then the photographer sued. Then Getty was like, no, you work for us. So Getty sued. So Getty won, not the photographer who took it, because he was working for Getty at the time. Anyway, let's see. I don't think selling a shirt with that image is going to work, because she doesn't own that image. She clearly didn't take it. So it's this image of her walking into court. Someone took this image. And again, I don't know if it's Black Grid, if it's Getty. I don't know which photography company took this photo, but this image is clearly what she's using for this shirt. I mean, just because you flip the image doesn't mean you're not using it. So I'm very interested in this. Johnny, you have distracted me for my life. I am obsessed and have seen them live every year. They've played live since 1996. So you are welcome to DM me, and then I might die and never be able to create content again. But I would die. But you are welcome to DM or email. You've seen my email. But I'm never going to say no. Yes. Upset. I mean, let's see. This is a Dave Matthews quote. I'm not going to get up and turn around and show you the giant fire dancer down my back, because I'm going to refrain my fangirling. But yes. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think. This is this photo. I think there's copyright issues. I do. Unless she licensed it. Maybe she went and licensed it. Who am I to assume that it was not licensed? Don't be silly, Emily. Maybe it's licensed. Maybe it's not. So yes, I think the AUSAs could go after improper publicity, because the not guilty shirts, the rest of it's fine. I think hashtag justice for Jen Shaw would be fine. I think hashtag free Jen Shaw would be fine. It's the not guilty stuff that could be a problem, and trying to taint the jury pool. So, let's see. I live for Rachel Hollis content on this channel ever since I found this channel because of the Rachel Hollis rant. I need to check back in with her trademark lawsuit. I haven't done that yet. So, first rule of law nerds is we talk with law nerds. That is the first rule of law nerds. Is disengorge award? I think so. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me making up hybrid words, but I'm pretty sure disengorge. Is it disgorge? Disengorge? I don't know. One of the two. I told you my brain was fluffy today after this. Thank you, Jordan. The act of giving up something. It's the disgorgement, but I think it's disengorge when it's not in the other context. Anyway, I can never make the Patreon lives. Are they up for the replay crew? Crowds in my coffee. This is a great question. And you can always ask within the communities. The members only lives for members of the YouTube channel are here on YouTube. For Patreon, they are on Patreon. You can search it by member live and they should all populate, but they are all up in the Patreon app. And so the Heathers is like, yo, copyright. I think it is too. And Black Grid doesn't fuck around. So, I mean, they came after Lisa Rinna. Black Grid sued Lisa Rinna for copyright infringement for posting a picture they took of her on her Insta stories. This is actually selling it. Should I make a post about this and ask people? I will. Later today, I will make a post with those two pictures and ask everybody what they think. I forgot to do COPO this week. Damn it. The ruling will have to be on Friday. I got busy yesterday with the kiddos. It's giving less Shawmazing and more Shawshank. That's hilarious. Thank you. We can get Fred merch. We can absolutely get some Fred merch. That's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. I am so detracted. Yes, it is. It's exactly Kat Von D tattoo versus the photographer of Miles Davis. You can't just recreate it. She could have licensed it. Yes, I was talking about the Obama Hope picture, for sure. So let's see. What if someone drew it from the photo? Still not, it's such a close reproduction. Just transforming it in another form, just trying to make it look watermarked or redrawn isn't going to be enough for the purposes of selling it, because that's the other thing. If Jen Shaw made that shirt and wore it herself, it's not going to be much of a problem. I mean, Black Red might still try it, but it's not going to be that much of a problem. But to sell it, it's going to be a problem. And yes, they did. They flipped it horizontally for the shirt. It's not going to be enough. Amy said, I scheduled a doctor's appointment for Dave Matthews once. I didn't realize until I asked for employment status and name of employer. I mean, because you wouldn't think. We vacationed somewhere in Canada, and I was playing, I don't know if I was playing music or talking about it before we had children. And they were like, oh no, he vacations here with his family. I was like, wait, what? I couldn't love anymore. It was a glamping experience. It was a whole thing, but I was like, oh my God, I love it. Love. I died. So a question not related. It's we're Tammy, we're so scattered today. Related is just related is relative. New documentary in Jeff's podcast. Could David be criminally charged for Jeff's accident based on that evidence? Congratulations on 200K. Thank you. I adore you so much. Thank you, Tammy. I've covered this in others. It seems that Jeff didn't want to press charges. I have not seen the documentary. I've seen Jeff's documentary. I still think there is room for criminal negligence with Jeff getting injured, especially if David was operating the excavator illegally. I think there is room for that. I don't know why it wasn't pursued that way. But it wasn't pursued that way. Jeff might have said no. They might have not reported it to police. I think it's hard now that we're a year out to pursue it that way, and a prosecutor might not want to do that. It doesn't mean Jeff can't go after this civilly. Could there be criminal liability? It looks like criminal negligence to me. Is that something that'll be pursued at this point? No, I'm surprised it wasn't pursued initially. I don't know what Jeff told the hospital when he went, so there might never have been an initial police report made. There would have needed to have been an initial police report made before that would have ever happened, and that might not have been done. So at the time, Jeff might have been like, it was an accident, blah, 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 blah. And then it's hard to kind of unwind that later for the purposes of prosecuting. So with that, I know a lot of you have asked me about the Sherry faking a kidnapping case. I will be covering it. I have not decided when. Friday might just be a celebration stream and a Q&A stream, and then we'll get back to it next week, and I might just do it on the podcast. So I don't know yet. I'm a little scattered today, so I will be covering it. I'm just not covering it yet. Shawshank, the internet today. I know it definitely gave me love. Or gave me life. Can't talk. So Annie, as we said, maybe not for all of those reasons. So I will look at the tattoo and copyrighted photos suit again. We've needed to get back to some basic copyright. We've got some music copyright and we've got some visual copyright stuff we need to talk about and do a deep dive. Where exactly was Jen Shaw arrested? I live 2 blocks from Beauty Lab and Laser, and I think they lied at the reunion that she was on the way to the university hospital. I don't think she was on the way to the hospital. I covered it when I covered the motion, and I don't have time to pull it up right now, or I would. The motion for the dry contact motion, she talked about where she was arrested. She was pulled over, but it didn't say exactly where she was pulled over, but it was on like a side street. But I don't know if she was on the way to there or not. It didn't give the exact location. Uh CG, why does Sam Lefty have so many connections with people in conservatorships? I don't know. It's odd to me.
Is down $1 today, or 1.25% to
I swear, y'all, I updated this watch and she is feeling chatty today. I'm glad Ethan put Jeff in contact with lawyers. I think Jeff needs to explore his options because if Jeff lets it go beyond the statute of limitations and didn't at least have the conversation, I think that he will regret it. There are times in my life where I could have sued for things and later did regret it. And there are times in my life where I could have sued for things and was like, "Ooh, I don't want to even deal with all of that." So, let's see. Let us continue. I think that is I'm gonna do one more question and then I've got to go. Let's see. Question. Could the company who rented the excavator to David or however he got his hands on it be held responsible for allowing access to heavy machinery without a license? I don't know if a license is required, and if I don't know if a license is required. I don't know what the regulations are in Utah for allowing that. If they stepped outside of the regulations, it would generally be a regulatory thing, like whoever business licenses them and trouble with Better Business Bureau, like those kinds of things. I don't think that would be a criminal infraction. So I think it could be civil, but I don't know if it would be. And I don't know if David got like this is like if David got sued by Jeff, if David would turn around and try to sue the excavator company and saying like, look, if you hadn't given me the excavator, he wouldn't have gotten hurt and you should never have given it to me. Could that potentially happen? Potentially. Potentially. Champagne for Friday's stream, champagne or whiskey, I will have to decide. And I will ask the members what we want to do. So, question, are you going to cover Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard? Yes, I am. The updates are so constant. I know it is getting ready to go. We're going to have to just like jump on over there. Well, y'all, I've got to wrap up. Unfortunately, I've got to go, or I would be here with you the rest of the day, just being like, what just happened? I cannot believe we got to Bing together. It was like the lead up to it, and then it happened so fast. I'm like, oh my God. So thank you. We binged, and we binged, and we binged. We bing bonged. I am so thankful for this community. I am so thankful for all of you. I love the conversations we have. I love this community. We will figure out what we want to do on Friday. Maybe just do a Q&A stream. Maybe just do a catch up with some of your favorites. You guys, we're going to have fun on Friday. I'm going to ask y'all what you want to do, and we'll just do a user directed. We'll do a Law Nerd Crew directed Friday night live stream. It's spring break for my kids. It's a perfect time to just hang out and have a chat. If we want to do that with Dr. B, I'll grab him and we'll do it on Friday. I am absolutely thrilled. I am so thankful for all of you. You guys make this community what it is. A huge thank you to the moderators who help me keep the chat what we want it to be, which is a place to have conversation with compassion. Yes, we can be snarky. No, we do not name, call, and troll. And not that distinction is lost on some, but not on the law nerds. You guys are the greatest. I appreciate you. Best squad on the internet. I cannot wait till we can start seeing you in person. I'll share the conferences I'm going to be at this year. There is going to be more travel. I will keep you posted where I'm going to be, and I'm going to try to set up meetups where I am when we're traveling so that we can get together and see each other in an informal way. If you guys want to come to any of the conferences I'm speaking at, I will put up a list somewhere if that's helpful. If you are creators, Grow with Video is the first one that's coming up in Vegas in May. A great, great, great conference. I've been there as an attendee. I'm happy to go back as a speaker. Justine is speaking. I'm speaking, but Justine is speaking. Justine is speaking. And of course, a lot of you will see me at Spilling the Tea live in April with my unicorn hair. I cannot wait. And I will see some of you in Arkansas. I will share information about that. So, Law Nerds, thank you. Mods, thank you. We did it. I need a little like Elle Woods clip of like, we did it. Let's just do a check-in with where we're at right now. We did it. Oh, Law Nerds, thank you. We are over 200,000 Law Nerds strong. You are the best. Have a blessed day. Just have a great day. Take my energy with you. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do the things. I will see you around the internet today, and then I will see you on Friday for Friday Night Live. Thank you so much. Truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, and thank you for being a Law Nerd. You guys are the best. Connect with me everywhere. I'm at the Emily D. Baker. If you guys want to join the text, just text Emily.com. If you want to join the channel, lawnerdsunite.com. Happy to have you. Support what we do here on the YouTube.